Alright, so like many of us, I've been playing around with ChatGPT. Specifically, I has been trying to ask it to generate content for me for my Twitter and my TikTok, but the result has been pretty meh. So I did try to Google how to do prompt engineering, and I watched one video on YouTube and it got some pretty cool tips. So I guess one of it is to set the context. So for example, for me, I would tell ChatGPT that you are a creator coach and social media manager with 10 years of experience. You are very skilled in content creation, storytelling, especially an expert in TikTok, and basically just saying all the good stuff that I want it to be. And the second tip is to tell it that if you have any questions, make sure to ask before you give an answer. And that actually worked pretty well. So it did ask me, please tell me a bit about yourself and your background, your interests, passions, and areas of expertise. And then from there, it would then generate some better understanding on my niche and value proposition and how I can approach content creation. But still, the content that it generated is still not the best that it could be. Then I remembered that over the past few years, I did get invited to several different podcasts, and I feel like I am able to share my unique insights better on those podcasts. So the host would usually ask me some questions, and then I would be able to deep dive into those questions, share my experience, learnings, failures, basically my take on a certain topic. And that worked really well for me, so I tried to do that with ChatGPT. So first, I asked it to generate several different target audience that works with my experience and skill set. So it generated, I think, 4, which are startup founders, small business owners, solopreneurs, and content creators. And then I would ask it to generate 3 different personas for each target audience, complete with a description of the person and what they're struggling with right now. And then I would pick one and then open a new chat and then tell ChatGPT that it is that person. So for example, there is this one persona called Emma, and she's a content creator. So I would tell ChatGPT, you are a 22-year-old content creator named Emma, and you have a YouTube channel that focuses on lifestyle and beauty. And you are currently struggling with branding and product development, and your ultimate goal is to grow your YouTube channel and monetize from it. And then I will share a bit about myself. So Putri is a 25-year-old female founder who specializes in product design and development, and I will share about my interests and expertise. And then I will tell it that you have the opportunity to talk with Putri and ask her questions. Your goal is to maximize the conversation, to help you achieve your goal and help you with your struggles. And so I will tell it you have the time to ask 10 questions. What are those going to be? And so it actually generated 10 questions. The first one was, how do you conduct user interviews to identify pain points? And then I was like, all right, how does this relate with your struggles, Emma? You're a content creator. How would user interviews relate with whatever you're doing? And it can actually explain to me how that relates to what she's doing as a content creator. And she mentioned that she is trying to create her own product line to sell on her channel, and that being able to identify pain points would help her to create a product that actually address her audience's pain points and make the best solution and stand out from the crowd. So I also asked it to break down the first question, like, okay, that sounds good. Can you tell me more about what you want to know, if there's any specifics? And it actually did break it down into 4, and the first one is, how do you find the users to interview? And that is actually really interesting because I never thought of that. Like I've only thought of how to interview users, but I never talked about how to find the users in the first place to interview. So yeah, I think this is really interesting, and I am really curious to see how this goes. I am planning to share it on my TikTok, and yeah, I guess we'll see how this unfolds.